back to my channel. It's Marissa Explains It All. On today's episode of TikTok Made Me Buy It, I am trying these heatless curls from the brand called Kitsch. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned and I'll be right back. So I've seen these for a few months now and I always wanted to try them, so I went ahead and picked these up. So if you haven't heard of Kitsch, they are a female-owned and operated company that started out small from Los Angeles in 2010 and then expanded out. So now you can actually find their products in Whole Foods and Ulta, I think Sephora maybe, and I even found some in like my local CVS and Walgreens. So they have come a long way. They specialize in selling hair accessories mainly, like hair clips and bobby pins, scrunchies, headbands, hair ties, and this heatless curling set. So definitely check out their website. I picked up this satin heatless curling set from their website for $18 and it shipped pretty quickly within a few days to my house. So when you unbox it, it comes with a couple things in the kit. So it comes with a flexible rod that's actually soft, and this is the part that you wrap your hair around, and it also comes with a couple of scrunchies to help secure your hair at the ends. And so the rod is very soft. It is padded, and so it's just a wire wrapped around with some satin and some batting to make it really soft and fluffy. I'm hoping to take this like Mia Thermopolis before the makeover situation to a better place. I actually have naturally curly hair, but I want to get heatless curls and really pretty soft waves and not sort of the sporadic waves that I have. And so I'm looking forward to trying it out and getting some heatless curls without the damage of the heat from the curling iron. So I'm gonna start with damp hair, which is what they recommend. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the shower and I'll be back. All right, so I am back out of the shower and ready to try this thing out. My hair is damp. I tried to just go ahead and towel dry it so it's not super wet, and I parted it where I normally would and just kind of split it in the middle here, and let's go. So it says you're supposed to take this and put it on top of your head like you would wear a headband, and then you're supposed to take your favorite clip and clip it. Now I am not using a Kitsch clip, don't tell them. I have one from Amazon. And so you're just trying to basically keep this in place. And so now that that's solidified, lovely. So now you just take each strand of hair and wrap it fairly tightly around the heatless curling wand or whatever it's called. And then I'm picking up some more hair from the back and then wrapping around the front, and then picking up some more hair from the back and wrapping around the front and just kind of tightly wrapping it. I'm not really sure if I'm doing it correctly, but you know, the instructions weren't real clear. So picking more up from the back, wrapping. Now when I've run out of hair, I think you just wrap the rest around the rod here. And then this is where you use your scrunchie to sort of tie it off. And you're supposed to tie it. All right, that's one side done. And now let's do the other side the same way by just starting up at the top, taking your front piece and wrapping it around the top. Grab some more hair from the back. Hope I'm doing this right. The instructions were not super helpful, but basically just grabbing pieces and wrapping that around the rod. Okay, so I've gotten to the end of that, and now I put the other scrunchie on. It doesn't say what you're supposed to do with the ends here. Now you can of course take your clip out if you haven't wrapped your hair in it like I have. Take your clip out and there you have it. I think some people actually just sleep like this, and some people have, I've seen, like tied in the back because it's a wire. You can kind of like tie it like that and just have like a nice little like princess medieval bride like deal going on. So I may try that, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna sleep with this and we'll check back tomorrow. Nighty night. Good morning everyone. It's been about 10 hours since I've had these in. I just woke up and I am ready to see how these are. They do still feel a little bit damp, so I don't know how well this dried, but in terms of comfort, I did sleep really well all night. I don't think that I had any issues sleeping or falling asleep. I'm a side sleeper, so I was able to kind of comfortably lay on the little, you know, cushioned sort of bit, so I don't think it was very uncomfortable to sleep on at all. It didn't prevent me from sleeping. It feels, you know, slightly loose. You can see that it kind of moves a little bit, but I think securing it behind my head kind of helped. It just moves a little bit, but all the hair still looks like it's around the the little rod here. So I'm not sure if it's going to be totally dry yet, but we're going to see how it looks. They said to go ahead and just remove the scrunchies. I don't have a mirror in this room, so I'm just using my viewfinder here and my camera, so that's why I'm looking off in this direction. But I think you're just supposed to like wiggle it out, and I feel like I look like a Star Wars character with this thing in. My hair is still wet, and if you have a lot of hair, if you have thick hair, you may want to start with not like really damp hair. You might want to start with like mostly dry hair and just slightly wet. I mean, it certainly looks like it's got some curls to it in the top. They said you can just kind of like shake out. Well, like I said, it's still wet. I definitely still feel like my hair is kind of damp, and it's possible this is kind of the dampness I should have started with instead of it being maybe as wet as I did. But the top pieces do feel dry, and I can see some waves to them. I think the top looks really good, and the bottom probably would too if you know, if it was dry. So I have naturally curly hair anyway, so it's probably just gonna curl up. So I'm gonna try this one more time, and instead of doing such wet hair or damp hair, I'm really just gonna try to start with mostly dry hair, which is like maybe spray it with a water bottle so it's just a little bit wet, and see if that makes a difference. Good morning, welcome back. So this is day 2 of me trying this out with mostly dry hair and then just a little bit wet. So all I did was started with dry hair yesterday and last night, and I just kind of sprayed it a little bit with some water just to kind of dampen it a tiny bit, but really just kind of started with dry hair. So let's see how this makes the difference. Okay, so right away I'm noticing this is definitely different. So whereas yesterday and my natural curls were kind of competing with the curling of the rod, this one looks like it is just all the rod, all curling rod. So it doesn't look like any of my natural curls kind of crept in there and started forming their own pattern. So let's go ahead and shake these out just a bit and see what we get. Okay, well this actually really worked. I am impressed. Yeah, the curls do feel very bouncy, very springy. They seem like they are pretty well formed. All right, so I guess the trick is starting out with mostly dry hair and just having a little bit wet. I think of course it needs a little bit of styling cream, maybe a little spray or something like that, but I don't have any product in it, so this is what it looks like en naturel. But in my book, this is a thumbs up. So yay, test number 2 seemed to be work. Let me know what your thoughts are if you've tried something like this, or if you tried this tool specifically. I know they make others out there. So I'm happy to hear your thoughts and answer any questions I can. Also feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you, and I'll see you next time for the next review. Bye guys.